It's on, right? Can everybody hear us? Hello, hello. Hello? All right, I'm checking in here in this and hold on now, everybody. Hello, hello. Wait, yeah, live. Hello? Hello? Should be on live now. Hello? 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 All right, it's working, we think. All right, thank you, everybody. All right, yes, Talarico won. Jasmine Crockett got a lot of votes, so the Republicans don't want any of their candidates, so the Democrats have the enthusiasm.
Yes, but
there's a war going on, and it's stupid, so we don't really care. It's a horrible war, and we shouldn't be in a war with a country that we supposedly disabled all their danger 6 months ago. So that's stupid. That's another dumb thing. Right? Now we will go to the world of sports. Because if I didn't get this before, because Donald Trump was a pedophile and he's in the Epstein files, million Iranians must die. I hope that sounds okay to all you people who vote MAGA and still support MAGA. Hope that makes ethical sense to you. All right, what were you saying?
I was saying that yes, I was going to agree with what you just said about Donald Trump being a distraction, so he doesn't care. He had no comment about his comment about servicemen dying was not not even thoughts and prayers to their families. It was, well, a lot more are going to die.
Yeah. President Trump is a doofus. A very horrible doofus.
Very
cruel, powerful, yes.
James Talarico,
ruthless,
I was
yes.
going to say something about him. He has energized the
James Talarico.
Professionals are voting for him in droves, moving away from any. He can bring in moderate voters and independents.
Mm-hmm. Talarico should bring in moderate voters and independents, according to Fed. But also, we want them voting, and they're voting in droves. They vote in the voting booth.
And then with support from Jasmine Crockett, you're talking about a possibility of
you're talking about a possibility of half the voters voting for the Democrats, meaning the Democrats might win,
but
for once,
and
get rid of the
John
Senate.
Cornyn has never been so weak.
John Cornyn is very weak.
Paxton is,
and Ken Paxton is
very popular outside of the MAGA because, I mean, both didn't even get neither one got 50%, so they have to do a runoff, which isn't until May 25th. And the Democrats are united behind the candidate, and they can start raising money and either starting full-fledged campaign.
They're doing a full-fledged campaign. the Democrats, while the Republicans have
Got
a
to
big waiting for
runoff.
runoff, and then none of them MFers can run. You seen him? Ken Paxton. He sounds like
It sounds like a criminal. He is.
sounds like a
He was impeached,
he was impeached and outpeached
but not
and dumb,
voted.
dumb as shit. Okay, what else? All right. The Texans have re-signed Trent Brown. The Lions wide receiver is sick over the David Montgomery trade. The Cowboys' Brandon Aubrey is a restricted free agent tender. It's not the ideal. The Falcons plan to release wide receiver Darnell Mooney. MLB's are going to a reunion with quarterback Kyler Murray. The Steelers are releasing tight end Jonnu Smith in a move that will save $7 million.
Yeah.
Which
that was
NFL?
actually, but Miami's not keeping. I think it's Fitzpatrick, but Cowboys are interested. That they might be able to get a third-round pick.
All right, let's look at Dolphins news. According to FinFanatic, the Dolphins have 1.3 million new reasons to release Tua Tagovailoa. Why not cut bait and add a more dynamic player for cheap?
Yeah, that's always works out.
Everybody in the NFL world knows that the Dolphins and Tua are headed for a divorce. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, but your fiscal responsibility is winning.
The Cardinals will be releasing quarterback Kyle Murray, and they think that they can get him for $1.3 million.
Dolphins think they can give him.
The Dolphins think they can get him for $1.3 million.
Well, it'd just be is he,
Paid by the Cardinals would pay him. That's pretty good if they could get him.
well, I think for 1.3 million.
So they're thinking a choice. They'd be dropping Tua and getting Murray.
Murray,
The Dolphins will be scrambling to find a quarterback, yes or no? According to everybody, yes. Maybe no. Malik Willis has priced himself out.
yeah, so
There's no reason for the Dolphins to get a new quarterback.
I would, but
unless they can
even
some
if you
miracle draft choice.
even if you kept Tua, I bring Kyler Murray for competition for 1.3 million.
Yeah, but then you still have to pay Tua. You might. Why would you?
But 1.3 million, that's nothing.
Yeah, but he ain't coming there. Tua's still there.
Yeah,
He's not gonna go somewhere where he has to compete. I don't think.
Looks like
when he can go anywhere and compete.
Looks like he would have a chance to start there because.
Yeah, but why would he go where he'd have to fight?
No, but that Tua is probably not going to be there.
But he might go if Tua's there, but he might not go if Tua's still there. He's not going to go.
I'm saying Tua won't be there because it seems like the owner's going to.
Yeah, but as it stands now, they're not making any decisions. They will. It looks like they will.
March 14th.
That's next week.
Tua has a bonus kick in.
Tua has a bonus kick in, so he's probably gone by March 13th. And maybe they will get Kyle Murray for a measly $1.3 million.
And Kyle Murray.
That's the name of the game. You have a new quarterback.
then believe that he will be the starter.
Yeah, there's nobody out there. What about Ravens news?
The Ravens have to deal with the Tyler Lindenbaum.
Ravens must avoid risky wide receiver free agent signing, they say here at Sports Illustrated.
The risky is what?
With Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs, but
Isaiah Likely says the door is open for return, but closing fast.
The Dolphins should think about.
The Dolphins are looking into Isaiah Likely.
He's young. He catches touchdowns that are ruled non-touchdowns, and they need a tight end.
They're in big trouble if they lose Tyler Linden, or they've already lost him, right?
Not yet.
Tyler Lindenbaum departure could really be bad, but Daniel Falil is also a pending free agent.
Yeah,
You got to keep one of them.
Dolphins.
Well, both lines are
the Dolphins problems. Are Daniel Falil is the kind of player. Dolphins are one.
Yeah, the Ravens got to keep their line together. But their offensive line that was poor, and they had no defensive line last year, and they got to get a edge rusher. Maybe in the draft.
I believe that the Ravens signed Bradley Chubb.
Bradley Chubb,
the Ravens. Paid by the Dolphins.
It's already being paid by the Dolphins.
So you get him for
you get him on the cheap.
Very cheap. And he had more sacks than any other Raven.
He had more sacks than any other Raven, and it wasn't just jumping on piles.
Yeah, and he had a lot of pressures too.
A lot of pressure.
8.5 sacks.
Now, what you got to do is get involved in politics by going to Act Blue and donate to Democrats, and then get out to all these protests that you see. Also, yes, in case you didn't hear, the word is that next week we are going. This podcast is going to Mexico to live stream across the border, and also is going to do podcasts from the city of Austin, Texas, where the South by Southwest Film Festival is going to take place.
James Talarico's based.
And James Talarico is based.
And he had very, very, very strong support there.
Support. Now he can win. So if we win,
another thing is there have been 27 special elections since Donald Trump was elected president. The Democrats have won 27 seats.
The Democrats have won 27 seats of the 27 special elections.
And the MAGA have won 0.
MAGA 0. So that means dancing. That's good.
The statewide, because they won, but they underperformed by the Democrat overperformed by double digits.
The Democrats overperformed by double digits, where most of the Democrats have all 5 digits.
But in statewide races, it's 27-0.
But in the statewide races, it's 27-0 Democrats. So hopefully, Democrats can take back some of these House and Senate. If there is a midterm election, although, Mr. Orange, MAGA, Donald Trump is going to try to call War Powers Act to stop to halt the election or delay it or some such. We know that.
Well, it's just going to make them.
So be prepared for that.
I don't think the people will allow it.
We don't think the people will allow it, but we've been saying that for 10 years, and they've allowed everything. So
But if you
be prepared to fight it. If you don't fight it,
yeah,
it'll happen.
because as you I mean, it
Must
might
fight
be a
it.
cliche, but if you're not resisting, you're assisting.
If you're not resisting, you're assisting, and that's true.
And if you don't fight a pedophile,
If you don't
you're worse than the pedophile.
pedophile president. If you're going to say people associated with Democrats are in them files too, well, fuck them too. Nobody's protecting them. Nobody cares about that.
Said, but
If you want to throw everybody in jail, go ahead. But you got to throw Mr. Maga, who was Epstein's best friend.
Mr. Maga's got to go first.
Yeah, he go first. He's the current president of the United States, and he should not be the president of the United States if he's as such for those crimes. And they were crimes because he knew all about it.
And the reason
and his Justice Department is redact everything that's coming out. They're trying to cover for him.
Yep.
So
F
them. So if that's not reason enough to care, well then you'll never care. So.
And if you you say you're a Christian, you support a pedophile, you're not a Christian.
Yeah, if you say you support a pedophile who murders people because he's a pedophile, then you got problems, man. All right.
The Iranian people have already lost thousands, including many children.
Any children been killed?
And what did the children have to do? Because you have a malignant narcissist in the White House who has frontal lobe dementia, who is insane and wants to hide the facts of Epstein case. So he's willing to sacrifice, like you said earlier,
because Donald Trump had sex with children.
American life.
Innocent children now have to die. That's how it comes down to.
And he cared less. He didn't care at all that when servicemen died.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
He just
cares
said
about
there'll be many more
himself. So that's the way it is, and that's what we got to keep fighting. So F MAGA, and we're going to call this, and we'll pick up. We'll have another episode before going off to Austin and Mexico down to Playa.
Ridiculous talking point of the MAGA is that there's no evidence to support what they say that we had to attack Iran because they were going to attack us.
Yeah, we were
a proactive defense isn't actually.
We actually were supposed to disable them for centuries back. Months ago.
We already destroyed their. So what was there to negotiate? They have the nuclear capability, according to the Trump regime. All
right, everybody, like and subscribe. F MAGA. We'll see you at the next episode. We'll have another episode before heading out of Be More. Now, a new slogan for Baltimore. Baltimore, forever city.
Yeah, think about that. If you don't get it right away, think about it. And you think about the history and then what we want the future to be, then that will make all the sense to you.
That's right.
So
Baltimore,
from now on,
the forever city.
We're going to call it Forever City.
In fact, here's a little commercial prepared for the new Baltimore slogan. Wait, it's uploading, okay?
Yes, remember, this is all live. You can always have technical difficulties. I would appreciate the support.
Okay, here we go. This is the new commercial. In fact, we'll make this our new outro. Let's see if we can find it here in the. Baltimore, the forever city. Got 2 live streams going. No views, huh?
Big Rooster.